Let's do this.
Welcome, everybody. I am incredibly excited for this. My name is Andrew, and I have had the pleasure of being the instructor for the Jade cohort. It is, of course, like all of our cohorts, a community effort. All of the instructors have taken turns giving lectures, grading, so much grading, and giving feedback to these folks. I'm going to introduce you to 9 of my friends who have spent the last 15 weeks learning to code and building amazing applications. Software engineering is, in some ways, the art of participatory sense making. Many of these folks came in with no background in software engineering and have learned not only the intricacies of a programming language, not only the skills of learning how to learn within the tech space, which is different than other sectors, but also how to pick apart a problem in the unique way of software, how to deeply understand and apply the tools that they've been learning to a problem space they're passionate about. In these solo projects we're about to look at, the students had the ability to choose their own project, something that was either a real world problem that was meaningful to them, something that was deeply personal, or sometimes, heck, something that's just plain interesting. And to dive in to deeply understand and make sense of not only the problem, but the solution and how that tied to everything they've been learning. It's been a 2-week whirlwind of diving in to analyze the problem, the solution, make a plan, and then, yes, actually code and build something real world ready. They're going to share what they built with you. But beforehand, I'd like to advise you in Zoom, you may see a little button in the upper right that says view. If you can click that and select the either speaker view, or if you have it side by side speaker view, that's going to give you the best version of what they're about to show off, since you'll be seeing not only the presenter, but hopefully the app they're showing off as well. I'm about to introduce our first app. They're not ordered in any particular way other than perhaps nerves, but please give us a big old virtual round of applause when I introduce them. And I say virtual, meaning those reaction buttons at the bottom of your screen. There's a little section called reactions. We're going to ask that everyone keep their camera and their microphones off, except for the presenter, just to make things easier in a virtual setting. So with no further ado, I'd like to introduce our first student, Matthew Johnson, and their app, MN TechNet. Matthew, please go ahead and take it away, my friend.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Again, my name is Matthew Johnson. I am going to present to you Minnesota TechNet this morning. Networking can be a difficult activity, especially when you're a new graduate from a college. In this example, we're going to be talking about Johnny Johnston. He is a fictional college graduate who is new to the networking scene in Minnesota. He is finding some challenges with networking. He can't keep track of the places that he's going, the people that he meets. So he's going to utilize my web app in order to help him navigate the world of networking in Minnesota. It can be challenging. There's a lot of things to track. You meet new people, and do you have their phone number? How soon are you going to follow up with them? Hopefully this web app solves that. So as you can see, we are looking at my website. The web app here is Minnesota TechNet. The dashboard view shows us the 3 soonest upcoming events, as well as the 3 soonest people that we desire to follow up with. So Johnny is going to look at the people to follow up with tab. He notices that Teresa Sigismund, he's a little bit behind. He was supposed to follow up with her over the weekend. He feels a little bit bad about it, but he's going to give himself a little bit of grace to just take care of business. So he's going to send her a LinkedIn message just to thank her for the note about the Best Buy opening. So he's going to mark that complete. A couple days later, Johnny reopens Minnesota TechNet, and he is going to put down an event that he had seen online that he thought was really interesting. It was the Twin Cities Software Symposium. So he's going to go to the Create Event tab here and go ahead and enter some notes, the name of the event, date, time, address, and a little bit about what he wants to accomplish there. He's got 3 people that he knows that are going to be there, which is a great touch point for him, as well as a note to himself about JavaScript fundamentals that he wanted to check out. Now, when Johnny takes a look at his invitation to Twin Cities Software Symposium a couple days later, he notices, oh, there's an entry fee, and his friend Sam, who he was going with, they're riding together. He doesn't know about that, so he's going to make a little note for himself to remind Sam that he needs to bring some money and also bring a lunch because they're kind of cheap. They're college students. They just graduated, so he's going to make a little note for himself there. The event went great. He met a bunch of people. So there's one person in particular he wanted to remember to follow up with. So he's going to go to a couple days later after the event to the Add People tab, and he's going to mark somebody to follow up with. This person is Josh Kelmans. Josh is a CEO of a new startup in Minnesota called Deep Minnesota. He let them know that he's fairly busy right now and he's not hiring. He's waiting for a little bit of capital for his startup. But as soon as he has it, he's going to start hiring. So touch base with him in about a month and a half. So he's going to click submit here. And he's also able to see the view of all the people that he's entered into his system. He realizes he has Katerina on his list, but Katerina, he can't remember why he wanted to follow up with her. It didn't seem like it was too important. They were just talking about tips for his React app, and he doesn't have her phone number, so he's going to delete her from his list. And then he also realizes, you know what, February 28th is pretty far out there. It's not really a month and a half. So he's going to make a message for himself. He's going to change his note to follow up with Josh a little sooner than the 28th of February. And to send him a message just a little bit earlier than he was planning. All right. And if Johnny would like to, he could change his information on the profile view here, but he's going to avoid that today and log out. But this has been Minnesota TechNet. Thank you very much for taking a view of my app. Technologies used here were React, Redux Sagas, Node.js, Express, Material UI, Passport, and PostgreSQL. I want to thank my cohort for their support, as well as my instructor, Andrew, and the staff at Prime, which have been so supportive, as well as my wife, Jamie, and our baby, Haven. Thank you all so much for coming this morning.
Fantastic job, Matt. We need something like that. It is important to network in tech, and it can be hard. It can be hard to go outside your comfort zone. And I loved seeing that plug for DevFest MN, which is coming up shortly. I also love the Reminder and Notes app because I originally told this cohort about DevFest and told them it was free, and somebody reminded me of the nominal cover charge. So I love the feature of being able to add some notes in there. This definitely solves a real world problem. Speaking of collaboration, I mentioned earlier that the instructors collaborate, but it's nothing compared to the collaboration these folks have done. They have spent late nights, early mornings, lunch breaks together, solving problems and helping each other out. The number of times I've seen somebody ask for help in chat and another person in Jade hop in it's literally countless. These apps are both passion projects, but also monuments to collaboration. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce our second speaker, Sharifa, and her app, Mindful Echoes. Sharifa, take it away, my friend.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sharifa, and today I will be presenting my project called Mindful Echoes. As a mental health practitioner, I would work with clients on coping skills to reinforce and center their thoughts and better help their mental health symptoms by implementing positive affirmations, and in doing so, improve their day-to-day activity. Positive thinking often starts with self-talk. Self-talk is an endless stream of unspoken thought that runs through the head. The benefits of positive self-thinking and affirmation, studies have shown that it lowers the rates of depression, increases lifespan, improves physical and mental health. And with my application, Mindful Echoes, it will provide daily affirmations and journaling to uplift the users. Once users log in, they are navigated to the welcome dashboard. From there, the user would select daily affirmations. And on this page, there's a list of affirmations that the user can select that best fits their needs for that day. The next page will navigate to a list of categories that the user can select, and then the appropriate journal time that they would like. And then from there, the user is prompted to do their journal entry. And the journal entry prompt for the day is, "I had a great day." And then the user is navigated to the previous entries, where they can see all their list of previous journals. And then for this one, we're going to delete our affirmation for October 22nd. And we're going to say, "Today I'm having a great day." And for this project, I would like to thank Andrew, Matt, Dane, and all the Prime staff, my Jade cohort mates, my mentors. A special thanks to my family and friends. This application in the near future will have a trendings column where users can interact and read new affirmation trends. And the technologies I used for this project is React, Redux, Node, Saga, Postico, and Express. Thank you and have a good day.
Fantastic. We've adopted doing this because this doesn't work so well over Zoom with the noisy echoes, but amazing job, Sharifa. So much of learning to code is, let's face it, kind of miserable and heartbreaking at times. It's an exercise in negative feedback. You find an error, you fix an error, and you're rewarded with more errors, right? Focusing on the soft skills is part of what Prime does, and this app fits in so well to that. A huge part of the journey of software engineering and learning it in such a compressed and impressive time frame is focusing on managing all of your resources, not just the raw conceptual how do we code, but also how do I keep going day after day, facing that constant onslaught of negative feedback. And the answer is empathy. It's one of our core principles at Prime, and it's something Jade has really, really, really lived day to day, helping each other and also sitting down and thinking, how am I doing? Taking a moment to pause and reflect. And I absolutely love what this app does for it. But sometimes we have to have a little fun too. We have a fantastic app coming up for that. Here to tell us about her app, Playdate Book, is Najma. Take it away, Najma.
Hi, my name is Najma. I'm in the Jade cohort, and today I will be demonstrating my Playdate Book app. So all of us each of us are either parents or know a parent, and being a parent can be a real juggling act. You're often struggling to balance your child's activities with your own busy life. The challenge is coordinating playdates with friends and their kids can be a chaotic mess. It's tough to find the right time and activity that suits everyone. So here's Playdate, introducing Playdate, the answer to your Playdate dreams. It's like discovering a treasure chest of fun and adventures. This user-friendly app makes scheduling Playdate a joy. You can effortlessly spot upcoming events and select the ones that ignite your child's curiosity and connect with other parents who share your enthusiasm. So for this, I have a designated admin. And my designated admin will first log in. And when this admin logs in, Matthew is now welcome to the event page. Matthew can create an event. We'll create a quick one, the name of the event, the address of the event, and we can also upload an image. We'll pick a quick one for now. This is a non-repeating event. And with this, we can select the event, the days that the event is going to happen. And with that, we have created the event. Once we press OK, we can see the event down here. A couple of other abilities Matthew as an admin that he has is editing an event or deleting an event once they no longer need that event. There we go, that's deleted. And for the parents view, we have Jane that's gonna log in for us. And when Jane logs in, she will also be welcomed to the event page. Jane has a couple of different events to look at that she's trying to take her children to this week. Jane is interested in the story time at the library and is thinking about booking this event. Jane sees her other friends, Omar and Neon, going to this event on the 31st, and she will consider going to this event, so we're going to continue booking this. Once Jane clicks that booking event, she can select the same date her friends were going and continue booking this event. Once Jane booked the event, she can see that she has successfully booked that event, family story time on the 30th, and now has an invite link that she can share with other parents who is her neighbors or family members. And once Jane copies that link, she can send it. And once a parent receives that link, they can paste it. Once they paste it, they see the details of the event. And if they want to join them, they can click that button, and that would lead them to create an event. That would lead them to create that account or even log in. And once they log in, it will automatically have them join that event. With Playdate Book, you'll experience the genuine excitement of creating wonderful memories with your child. I would like to thank my Jade cohort for helping me out, and also Andrew, thank you so much.
Fantastic job. We have a number of students in this cohort who are parents, and attending Prime digitally is a real life lesson in, shall we say, schedule management. These folks have been living day to day, aligning schedules digitally. And so it's no wonder this is the focus of a lot of the apps. We all know how difficult it is to coordinate remotely and asynchronously. But sometimes in between getting work done, in between updating our schedules, in between scheduling playdates for others, we just got to take a break for ourselves. Sometimes we just got to play. Sometimes we just got to chess. Here to introduce our next app, JD Nafziger is going to walk us through Just Chess. Take it away, JD.
Thank you, Andrew. Just Chess is live. You're welcome to go to jcbyjd.com or visit this QR code. Chess is a centuries-old game that's played by millions of players every week. Chess requires pieces and a board and takes time to set up. It's also not very convenient if you forget that board. And the hardest thing about it is it can be fun and there's lots of people who play, but it's hard to talk about it if you don't have a board to visualize what you're doing or what you're talking about or the specific situation. So with that in mind, I created a chess app, JC by JD. You're greeted by the login screen. Users logging in are able to go back to their previously played game. Players can click a piece they would like to select and click the square they would like to move to. And then you'll alternate between taking turns between black and white, taking turns and making moves until you eventually capture the king by killing the king. Users can create new games by clicking the new game button. And there's a handy feature between legal play and free play. Selecting free play allows you to click pieces and move them where you wouldn't normally be able to move them to, anywhere on the board, to create new positions that you can talk through what's happening and how pieces work. And when you flip back to legal play, you're able to click those pieces again. Looks like it's black's turn. You're able to click those pieces again and view where the pieces are able to move, each one with its unique move set. They can take a while to get used to if you're a beginner. At any point when, let's say I hop into free mode, you capture the king, you're greeted with a victory. The profile page contains a list of recent games and saved games. Saved games can be removed easily. And finally, I have an about page, which is a little bit about myself as a developer and my process of creating this game. I used the Pern stack, which is PostgreSQL, Express, which is a form of Node.js, React, and Sagas, as well as Passport for the login. And Lastly, I'd like to offer you to connect on LinkedIn, and I want to say a special thank you to my Jade cohort and my instructors, Andrew, my code coach, Kevin, who helped me get through some of the logic, and of course, our student life manager, Megan. Thank you so much for joining me in this presentation.
Fantastic job, JD. Keep giving love in the chat and with reactions down below. You've all been doing a great job. We need that in this digital era. Make sure you reach out with these folks and connect, especially if you know somebody who's hiring. In fact, there's this old joke in the industry. Usually it's two pictures side by side. There's a developer, disheveled, stained t-shirt, armpit stains, half empty pizza box, maybe a gnarly beard. And it says software developer with a job. And then there's another person standing next to them, maybe immaculate, nails done, just beautifully put together, great suit, hair totally coiffed, developer without a job. It's funny because it's real. We get engrossed in what we do. And we reach out to others. We reach out to mentors, friends. We have other developers look at our code. We get in the zone. And sometimes we forget about the basics. I know I have that tendency. Luckily, there's an app for that. Here to explain and show off Barber Buddy is Joe Whipperfirth. Take it away, Joe.
All right. Hello, all. My name is Joe Whipperfirth, and this is Barber Buddy, your ultimate haircut companion. The haircut dilemma, why it's intimidating. Getting a haircut can feel like entering uncharted territory. Questions might flood your mind like, what styles do I like? How do I communicate my style preferences? And ultimately, will I like it? Imagine having a trusted companion by your side, providing expert guidance and advice on the perfect haircut for you. That's exactly what Barber Buddy offers. Our user-friendly mobile application is designed to empower you with the knowledge and confidence you need to step into any barbershop with ease. Why Barber Buddy is your ideal solution? Style suggestions. Barber Buddy takes the guesswork out of choosing a haircut style. Our app offers a vast catalog of trending hairstyles, complete with descriptions, making it easy for you to discover what looks suit your personality, face shape, and lifestyle. Personalized recommendations. Just answer a few simple questions about your preferences, and Barber Buddy will generate personalized hairstyle recommendations excuse me, tailored to you. No more awkwardly trying to explain what you want to your barber. Barber Buddy does it for you. Library of options. We have collected hundreds of hairstyles from throughout generations of styles dating back to the 1900s. Manage saved library. Throughout your journey, through our library and recommendations, you can store your favorites for easy access later. So now let's jump into the app. So I'm here at the landing page, Barber Buddy. I've already logged in. I see a few options here. I'm going to take an AI quiz. So getting started, what do we need? We got a face shape, hair length, hair type, and beard length. Go to next. Looks like face shape, I've got some options. I'm going to go with heart. Hair length. I think 4 fits me. Hair type. I'm just going to go with straight. That's what I got. And beard length. I'm going to say medium. Looks about right. So now I've got an option to review my answers. I've got a heart-shaped head, hair length medium long, hair type straight, beard length medium. So now I'm greeted with this page. Here are my results. Oh, it may take a few seconds. So I'm going to take a look around and come back to that page. Looks like I got some options here for possible hair types, hairstyles, and there's a save section, which currently I haven't saved any, but if I go back to AI results, looks like it worked out. For heart-shaped face, medium hair length, straight hair, and medium hair. Side swept bangs with layers. So I can go into the search section and I can look for a haircut that it recommended to me. Let's go with undercut. You got undercut. Oh, there's some more options. Slick back undercut was one of the options it suggested. So I'm going to save that. Go to saved. And there it is. Now let's say I come back to this app later and I want to edit or remove this option. That option is here for me. If I go home, I can take the quiz again or go back into my search saved. And yeah, that's that. So don't let the fear of the unknown hold you back from achieving the perfect haircut. With Barber Buddy, you'll have a reliable, knowledgeable companion every step of the way. Say goodbye to haircut anxiety and hello to the confidence of knowing you're making the right choices for your style. For this project, I use JavaScript, SQL, React, Axios, Midjourney, OpenAI, and many more. Thank you very much for listening.
Fantastic job. There's a question in chat. I don't know if you're a haircut expert or not about, is there a difference between slicked back and pushback? We're software engineers, not barbers.
Yeah,
Get out of here, Bellamy. We'll find a different expert. Fantastic job, Joe. It can be easy to forget to get a haircut. I'm overdue, and part of it is anxiety. Thankfully, Joe's app now exists because I never know what to get. I have similar questions to Bellamy. But what about the less frequent things in life? What about all the routine maintenance? When's the last time you washed your windows? Or got an oil change? Well, modern cars are pretty good. It's not like, I mean, if we go a little bit long with our oil change, it's disastrous. It's not like we're driving big rigs or anything. What if you were? You couldn't forget an oil change. It could be a big deal. Well, here to talk about solving that problem and others with managing a fleet of trucks is AJ with his app, Fleet Tracker. AJ, take it away, my friend.
Thank you, Andrew. Hello, everybody. My name's AJ, and I am from the Jade Cohort. Today, I'll be talking about my app, Fleet Tracker. So a little bit about myself before I get started is that before I transferred into the tech industry, I used to work as a truck driver and a truck dispatcher for independent dispatchers, meaning small companies. So it is required by law for like dispatching companies to have like driver documentations filed for at least 3 years after the driver quits the company or leaves. Some of the problems that I've faced working as a dispatcher for small independent dispatching companies was that their method of storing files was very archaic. They use stuff like box storages, which is prone to a lot of mistakes, and it's hard to update. This takes a lengthy process for onboarding new drivers. So the solutions that I proposed were that rather than digging for driver information through a pile of boxes, let's make it simple and use it at one easy to access location. That's why Fleet Tracker comes in handy. It's a web-based file storage and a great solution for dispatchers. Some of the features for this app are listed over here. You can add a new driver, assign a truck to a driver. You can view their trucks, and you can onboard new drivers into the company. So let's take a look at the app. Once you go to my Fleet Tracker website, web app, you will see the landing page, and you get to check out a little bit about the app and register for the app. Let's say I am registered as a new dispatcher. We'll go with the name Joe. So once you log into the app, you'll see that you are seeing the dashboard of the app, and you can view between trucks and drivers. As a dispatcher, I can check what drivers are assigned to what trucks, and I can just do that by simply clicking on the driver view button. For this driver, I can look at his application without having to dig through a box to find this information. I can look at his license. I can see his drug and alcohol documentation, the company policy that he signed. And like I said, oh, there's a mistake. He's actually not assigned to truck 898. So let's take a look and see how we can fix that by simply clicking the update button. This driver is actually assigned to truck 555. Once you hit update, you get a notification, and it tells you successfully updated. By clicking on the side menu, I can go back to my dashboard, or I can see what my trucks are. If I click on a truck, I can see that this truck it has this picture. You can see the make, year, model. And if you wanted to update, you could do the same thing. This makes it simple for the dispatcher to actually access this information instead of jigging through boxes, like I said before. And if I wanted to onboard a new driver, I can simply do that by going through the dashboard menu again and clicking on the new driver button. I can upload images, add new drivers, and simply click the add driver button. I'm not going to go through the whole process. You guys get the point. So with this, it solves the issue of having a specific use app for driver enrollment or driver documentation file storage, because many of the apps that these companies, big companies, use are very general use, and it doesn't solve this problem for small dispatching companies. The technologies that I use for this app consist of React, Redux, Node Express, and Cloudinary. One of the next challenges that I'm excited to face is giving access to drivers from my app. And with this, I would like to thank you guys for attending my presentation. I would like to thank Andrew, my cohort mates, and all the instructors of Prime Digital Academy. Thank you guys so much. You have a wonderful day.
Fantastic. Oh my goodness. It is really, really difficult to understand a problem you don't have experience with. It's one of the most challenging things about being a software engineer. So taking the skills learned and then applying it to a problem you've had and deeply understand can be incredibly satisfying and incredibly successful, as we just saw. Software is also good at tracking things. This was a perfect example. But what if you wanted to track a lot of things, like a lot of things? Like a lot of little things, especially a lot of little things you don't know. What if you wanted to track a lot of little things you don't know in a whole different language? Well, as long as those little things are characters and the language is Japanese, you'd want to use Kanji for You. Here to tell us about his app Kanji for You is Paul Honglong. Paul, take it away, my friend.
Wait, wait, you meant to copy it, right, Andrew?
Yeah, totally. I apologize if I messed that up.
Oh, sorry, it's just the order was different. Oh.
You're right. I did mess that up. I apologize. You want to take it away, or should we reset?
Oh, I don't
Got
mind
it?
going.
All
But
right.
I was just shocked, if that makes sense. Or
That makes
confused.
sense.
Yeah.
That's my bad. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So, okay. Sorry, that kind of took me off guard. Andrew's surprising me. Okay, so my name is Paul Hong Long. Pretty much, I am a software developer learning to be one. And recently, not in addition to software development, I'm also trying to learn a new language. And that new language is Japanese. But when I first approached Japanese, I was shocked to learn there was 3 different alphabets. And one of the alphabets has over 2,000 characters. And about 2,000 of those are used in common use. But for me, that was a lot. So I wanted to make a web app that kind of helped me in this journey to learn this alphabet, which is called kanji. And kanji is pretty much, to simplify it, is just Chinese characters, but each of them have like their own unique sound based on the Japanese language. So it's just Chinese characters imported into Japanese language. So to do that, I created an app called Kanji for You, which I will share. Thank you. Okay. So to take you through my app, I'm going to use the app as myself because I am learning Japanese. So I would use this website. So on this homepage, right here, I see that there's some information where I could easily search up any Joyo kanji. Joyo is just commonly used kanji. And then it makes sure that I'm set up for Japanese, which I am. So I'm not going to click on this.
Hi.
And then,
AJ,
your mic. But oh, okay. So first I'm going to check out the kanji today, which kind of gives me some kanji to look at, which I could view. And if I wanted to, I could add them and plan to learn, which I'm going to do for now. But I just recently learned a new kanji. So I'm going to go to the dictionary and I'm going to search it up. And I'm going to look at the kanji. It brings me to a nice dictionary detail page. which I look at the meanings. Looks like this means like a bug or insect. The one, the pronunciation is mushi. Very fun word to say, mushi. So I'm gonna mark this as learning. And I see I could add a study note. So if I wanted to, I could add a study note that kind of helps me remember this kanji. So I'm gonna click add, and I'm gonna write something. I'm gonna say this looks like a grasshopper. And to help me remember one of the pronunciations, I'm gonna say it sounds like mush without the E because you squash the bug, hit the bug. So I'm gonna add that. And then, oh, I realized I made a spelling error. So I'm gonna edit it. Grasshopper has only two P's. I'll save that. If I wanted to, I could delete this. So say I'll test it out, I delete it, and I'll just re-add the note. And I will add it to my collection. So now if I want to take a look at my collection, I click this collection tab. I see there's a little information. I can hover over it. It says, click on the status to change it. And I see there's two different tabs. There seems to be this grid view and then a table view. And it seems like I could scroll through it on both. And it also seems like there's some filters I can click. So if I want to look at all the not learned one, I can just click that. And maybe if I want to look at all the learned ones, I wonder if I can do both. If I click learned and learning, it seems like, yeah, it does show both. That's pretty cool. And if I want to change one, say one of them is not learned and I want to change it to plan to learn, looks like it updates it. So that's pretty cool. And I could just look at my whole collection from here. So, but I might want to know how many words I know specifically. So there seems to be a stats page that I can click on to see. And I see that I have a lot to learn still. Like I said, there's over 2,000 characters and I only know about 111, seems like. So I gotta get practicing. And to do that, there seems to be a study tab that I could use to study the kanji I'm learning. And let me just start studying. So it seems like there's flashcards. This is the character for grass, I believe. And yep, oh, it is grass. So I'm gonna click learned since I already learned. I feel like I'm pretty confident. This one, I'm not too sure. I think it's like, I'm not too sure. So I'm just gonna click on it. Oh, it means like age or generation. Okay. I got some study notes I can see. And let's do one more. This one is red. Yep. So I'm just gonna mark that as learned. And I can keep going, but I think that's enough studying for now. I don't want to bore you on my study session. So about this app, it was made to help people in their journey to learn kanji. I hope it does help people. It definitely is helping me as I use the app myself. And there's just so much to learn. Like right here, it says there's over 13,000 kanji and about 2,000 of them are used in everyday life. So it's pretty cool. And then for the technology I use to make this, I use an API named kanji.dev, which you can search up and check out. It's very, very, very good database for kanji. And then I use React and Redux and Saga and also Postgres for my database and Pool and Express for my backend. And then I also use Peer CSS for auto styling. So that was something I was pretty proud about. And then one last thing is check me out. I have my GitHub, which you can check out on the website when it's live, hopefully. And also you can add me on LinkedIn. And then I would like to thank Jade Cohort. Everyone in my cohort is awesome and they're so helpful. And I would like to thank Andrew, who's the best instructor ever. He's super helpful, really awesome. And then I would like to thank the rest of Prime staff. And that is kanji for you.
Oh my goodness. Fantastic job, Paul. Fantastic app. And thank you for the grace. You're trying to keep track of 2,000 things, and I can't even keep track of the order of 9. I flubbed the speaking order a bit there, and you did a fantastic job despite that. Warning, Moody, you're up next. I apologize for skipping over you the first time, but what a great app. They've all been fantastic so far, and I'd like to touch base on the thank yous. Everyone has been thanking Prime, each other, instructors. The goal of Prime is to provide people with an opportunity to change their lives through a career change to software development, as well as to improve the tech scene. We all know tech can be dry and impersonal. And hearing the thank you and the praise these folks have for each other, seeing the day-to-day reliance on each other for help, for just, you can do it. It can be quite a toll to sit down and give up basically your life for 20 weeks to learn to code. But it really does make for a very tight knit community of folks who are driven, who work their butts off, and who are learning to code, but also changing the face of tech. Unfortunately, it doesn't leave a lot of time for exercise. It's really hard to sneak in those day-to-day personal routines we need to keep going. Thankfully, Moody has a solution for that with his app, Fitness Club. Moody, take it away, my friend.
Thank you, Andrew. Hello, everyone. Thank you for all for being here. My name is Moody, and I will show you guys the Fitness Club app. All right. Me and a friend of mine were sitting on a couch one day, and we're just thinking we need to make a healthier lifestyle. So we decided to go to our nearby gym. We signed up for the membership. We walked around for a bit, but it was a bit confusing. We don't know what to do, where to go. There wasn't really a set plan or schedule, you know? But not to worry, I have the solution. All right. So here in the Fitness Club app, you could have the option to either register or log in and sign up for this wonderful app. I am already logged in and I'm already a member, so I will click on login. And you are welcome here in the fitness homepage app, and you'll see the upcoming classes here: yoga, cycle, Zumba. But let's look at what I already have signed up for. So right now I'm signed up for cycling and yoga with Maria at Studio B at 7 a.m. But let's look at more options here. Let's go back to the homepage. Let's go to the schedule. I want to do something like Zumba. I want to dance for a bit and see what's going on. Let's see here. Let's register. Oh, go back. Oh, register. Perfect. You get a confirmation here and saying that you signed up. Let's go back to the homepage and see if it's in there. All right. Looks like we have it. But I won't make it to the yoga class, so I'll get rid of it here. Remove and sign up for a different one. And it makes it easier for any users to navigate through this. And if later on I need to update my profile, change my username, I'll go with Moody, the new password as well, and have that update. There we go. And we have an about page as well, telling the user what this whole app is all about, so you can read through that as well. That is all, folks. I'd like to thank Prime. I'd like to thank the instructor Andrew, and as well as my cohort and the Prime staff. And yeah, add me on LinkedIn, everyone. Thank you all.
Fantastic job. Oh my goodness. We often as software developers forget that we can make a quick little app for ourselves. And when I say quick, I mean weeks, right? None of us sit down and code an app in a day. But compared to not knowing how to code 15 weeks ago, 2 weeks to a full stack app is pretty quick. There's a lot of decisions along the way, from what technologies to use, to how it should look, to what it should do. And weighing all those decisions can be kind of exhausting. Thankfully, you don't have to do it alone. One of the things we learned about the web early on is that the layout of web pages uses something called the box model. And it's been postulated that the presence of these boxes is why there are so many cats on the internet. So when in doubt, grab a cat and it'll make things all the better. Now, cats are creatures of routine. So if we had an app about routines, that definitely fits in the internet. Here to talk about her app Rutina is Angelica Beltran. Take it away, my friend.
Sure. And thank you, Andrew. So, hello, my name is Angelica Beltran, and my application is Rutina. Rutina is actually Spanish for routine. And in my application, it combines some of my favorite features from organizational applications while leaving out some of my less preferred features of paywalls, aggressive notifications, and overly complicated apps that can be really visually overstimulating. So with Rutina, one of my goals was to make it just relaxing. So let's go over here to my day. And here in my day, Rutina can be used by anyone, whether you wake up at 4 in the morning to follow what a millionaire says their daily routine is, or whether you're just trying not to miss meetings and are trying to remember to take lunch. One of my favorite features is the visual timer. So let's go ahead and try that out. So we're putting in presentation with the current time. Let's say 47. Cool notification. And then we can go over to the right now. And so one of my favorite features is the visual timer. Have you been avoiding doing your least favorite chore? Put it down as a task. And then you can have the visual timer show you how much time has passed and how much time is left. Let's see, just moving around some stuff. There's also the wonderful little bit of adding bells, which is similar to the task bit. And so Rutina can follow you through your day and support you in whatever you need. This application uses React, the libraries Jade.js, Sweet Alert, PostgreSQL, Node, Express. And lastly, a thank you to my instructors and my cohort. Thank you.
Fantastic job. Oh my goodness. I love the calming presentation with the concepts of routine. Goodness knows I have trouble knowing what I need to do for the day. Well, this has been 9 fantastic apps from 9 fantastic students. These folks have learned the basics of coding, taken it and stretched their wings, done research, figured out what works for them and what doesn't, and put it into practice to solve problems that they really relate to. This isn't the last step of Prime, but we're close to the end. And these folks have come a long, long way. I'm hoping that you all can join us for group project presentations in a couple of short weeks and see what these folks are capable of when there's more than one developer to work on a thing. But for now, hopefully you've connected with these folks on LinkedIn. If not, please do. And if you know anyone who's out there hiring, send them our way. Thank you very much all for joining us. And congratulations, Jade. This was 9 fantastic apps from 9 wonderful software developers. With that, have a good rest of the day, all.